Hey guys, I just got done an attic job for today and I'm heading off to do some service calls. My first one will be at the old apartment building where I service units. There's a no cool in one of the apartments, so we're gonna go check that out and see what's going on. Okay guys, I went to one of the apartments. The breaker was tripped for the outdoor air conditioner. Reset it, set it again. It came on, or the breaker stayed on. A lot of these breakers are going bad in these older buildings, so we gotta check and make sure there's no issue there. Also make sure that the start capacitor is working on the unit on the roof. Let's see how many amps it's putting out, but we're gonna see in just a moment. Stick around. We are inside the disconnect, guys. I'm checking to see if we have voltage coming to the disconnect. We do not, so even though the breaker was reset, it is not sending voltage to the unit. So we could have a grounded issue out here and just the breaker's not working as well. We have to check the breaker. Could be wires burned off, could be any number of things, but we do not have power up here. We have our time delay fuses in. One of them is blown. When I have an ohm meter across the two. Of course we have open line. If we go and check the other one on the other side, if the disconnect will stay up. We have 1.3 or a little bit less than that actually. So we're gonna have to get another fuse or another set of fuses and probably switch that breaker as well. Guys, I'm testing the unit out itself because we're starting with blown fuses and tripped breakers. You can see that we have a bad reading. Let's see if we can figure out why it's so bad. Our lead sits up to the crankcase heater wiring. You see there? We got both of them disconnected. Bad there. So let's check the unit without the crankcase heater hooked up. See if we have removed the crankcase heater wiring. We have it connected to the contactor, the ground. Crankcase heater still removed. Much better. Bad crankcase heater causes fuses to blow. Unhappy unit. Let's hook it back up, change the fuses, change the breaker, and see if we're happy. Whenever you're using smaller fuses, I believe it's 30 amps and less, time delay fuses, you have to use these reducers. I busted one, so I had to go get another one out of the truck, so I went ahead and used new ones on that fuse. Now I'm going to go turn the power back on, fire this thing up, and see if she runs. I had checked this unit not too long ago, and you see I have a Z manifold gauge out here, the compound gauge, and it's showing that we have a nice vacuum going, although we're not hooked to anything. So we're gonna go to that little screw right there above the limited pointed flutter insignia, and I'm going to rotate it so I can get it back to 0 to calibrate the gauge every now and then. And these are kind of just little cheapy gauges. You kind of have to pay attention to what it's reading, make sure it's accurate, because these aren't very accurate. And these are about the cheapest thing you can buy. So you gotta take your time and make sure you can make it as accurate as possible. Even though these are kind of quick check gauges, there is a little bit of maintenance to it, including changing your rings and stuff in the bottom, which I haven't done lately either. I also doused some of these wires with my liquid tape because they were pretty bare. A lot of the insulation's broken up from being up on the roof so long. And I bet you didn't know that Trane made a coated spine fin. See? Prevents against leaks. The old beater is up and running again. Short one crankcase heater, but in the tropical south, who cares? Almost at 75 pounds. We're looking around between 150 and 200. Taking a temperature with the iConnect. The only thing I'm doing is I'm hooking up one probe or one pipe strap to the iConnect so I can get a rough superheat. Now with a 90-degree indoor temperature and 75 outside, now it's cool, so it's cooling off today. We're gonna have a pretty high superheat, you know, 25, 30 degrees. I just want to see if we're in the ballpark of where I would expect it to be. This is, you know, not a scientific method. This is the on-the-go method. That's why I have this stuff, so I can be on the go. We don't need to do full-scale troubleshooting. We just need to let it run for about 10 or 15 minutes and make sure that we are in the ballpark. I hate to come back for a charge issue right after we do a breaker repair and blown fuses. As you see, we have a 71.4 degree line temperature. We've been running for about 10 minutes now. We go over to my completely inaccurate gauge set. We are somewhere between 40 and 50, about 45 degrees. So we take 45 from 71. Looking at about a 26 degree superheat right now, which is right in the ballpark of where we should be. So superheat's right on. Suction pressure might be, well, it's pretty good. It's might be a little low, but you know, what's new. All right, guys, this one's all repaired. I'll see you guys on the next one.